What a week. What a week. Welcome to my channel. This is Shelf on the Block. I hope all is well. I did want to do a little mic check. I'm going to be streaming for a while tonight on this beautiful Friday. I hope all is well with you. I cannot complain. I will not complain. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for being able to make it. I'm late, but I'm here. I'm unprepared, but I'm here. I did not get a chance to record this week on our new format, which is just what it is. It is what it is. I'm grateful that I was able to pull up. Today was a good day. I had a busy day, busy week, meetings, getting things accomplished for our descendant reunion that is coming up. And I also wanted to do some DNA diving. So we're here. I'm grateful you arrived. If you're listening to this on a replay, welcome to Shelf on the Block, self-proclaimed channel. We've been here for a little while. We're growing. I'm grateful. We had some new DNA results. I have not been able to really dive into the DNA as I was. I've been more on the administration end of things and also a lot of self-care, taking care of myself. I do work with the dead, but I also have to focus on my life and the living. So tonight I'm just going to sit in this feeling of gratitude and just be humble. I'm grateful for my community, my neighbors. I had a wonderful day. I was so proud. And I'm not big on pride, my ego. I went through an ego death long ago. I don't really operate by ego, but someone gave me a compliment today on just how I just blended in when I got here, and it made me laugh a little bit because I've always heard that. It seems like I can really rock on any block. I fit in. I don't cause trouble. I bring love. I bring peace. I help. I support, and it comes back. Um, One of my neighbors happened to catch me. They usually miss me. We miss seeing each other. We, speak high and by, and they gave me a fruit basket, and they were like, "I've been waiting to see you." And I remember we were talking about fruit, and I had this for you, and I just was so grateful in that moment and humbled that the connections that I have are positive, and all my loved ones are well. We did have a death in the family recently. I just learned of it yesterday. Actually, I think the funeral was yesterday, so I was late finding out. But rest in peace to my aunt Lip. I will always smile when I think of her, for sure. Um, Welcome to DNA and Chill with a little gratitude on the side. I got to my desktop and I said, you know what? I'm going to do some DNA diving, and we're going to mix in gratitude and chill tonight because, again, I'm not prepared. Supposed to record on Tuesday, but I didn't factor in the timing of my appointments at the hospital and the other meetings that I had to get done. So, first things first, we're going to take a little breathe in, breathe out moment. It's time to pause. Think about the week. We're finally at Friday. I am feeling TGIF. I could not wait till Friday got here so we can pause, catch our breath, let some of the stress go from the week, and restore and rejuvenate for the week that is to come. But first things first, the weekend. Let's chill. I want to chill. I'm tired. I was at the pantry today. Huge shout out to Fortnite, um, Notre Dame pantry. They are they work very, very hard, and they serve a lot of people. And it just humbles me Every time I go there, um, the people that work there, they're so nice. I don't even know them by name, but I know them by energy, and I'm just, again, just grateful, grateful. I have a whole table full of potatoes, onions, zucchini, squash, cauliflower, greens. Um, I'm humbled and I'm grateful. Humbled and I'm grateful. And I'm actually going to check in the background here to see if our show me that it is ready to go. Let me name it now. I'm gonna put Talise XOXO. No, Talise JBS. That will be my identifier today. Okay, so I had to wait 15 minutes for the DNA kit to actually process through its algorithm. I'm going on my true ancestry. I'm thinking about going on family search. It's been going off on my phone all week, but again, I haven't had time to really pause and dig into this DNA. When you go in there, like it's like a rabbit hole. You have to be prepared to chill and be in one spot for a while. Let me make sure that someone's not at my door. My silly, what is? Okay, okay, that was my neighbor. Y'all gotta forgive me. I'm back here munching. When I say I'm chilling, I'm munching. I got my water. I should have got my tea. I'm not messing with the coffee tonight. I think I had enough coffee earlier today. Let's see. Okay, the page is still loading. Level 10, and you'll hear me mention this in a lot of my DNA and chills if I'm using this level 10 account. Level 10 takes forever to load. So I can just imagine if you pay like the 5,000 or however high it goes, like the highest one, I could just imagine how long it takes. Yeah, it wasn't stuck either. It was mine. I let my cousin into this. I let her keep my DNA in hers. She lets me use her account. I don't want to show anybody else's kit. It's just mine for now. I may do concocting kits. So I haven't been in here in a while. Mm. Yeah, I'm eating yogurt. I love yogurt. I took a battery of tests and like my vitamin D is off. Like my diet clearly has to be improved. So I'm trying little by little. Stress depletes my appetite. So I try to stay low stress. Okay. So the chat is open. I can see it. streaming straight in so I can comment as well. Let's go. I don't know. It might not even be ready yet. Oh, I still gotta open it. Hold on. That's the only thing about my true ancestry when you're streaming. Like, it's so much easier to do all this stuff before you stream. But anyway, we're here. Matter of fact, let me open Family Search up. Another tab. Why? Okay, so here's one thing. Because I'm doing a lot of window wise, let me make sure I don't have any unnecessary windows open. Oh goodness, all this is still open. I had a meeting earlier today and it's still open on my desktop. I have so many windows. This is ridiculous. Okay. Hmm. This is ridiculous. This can close, right? Yeah, I can take a speed. I had too many tabs open. Microphone check. I see a little bit of audio. Let me do a mic check for real, for real. You might hear a little echo. I can't believe I'm pulling this off because I don't. I was like, I need to go home and go to sleep, but I do feel like doing this tonight. Let me see. Can I hear myself? Okay. All right. All right. All right. Peace and love. Thank you for the likes. Yes, please get those likes up. We need to get this channel popping. They got me doing all these little surveys in the background. I want to get my channel a little stronger, but hey, please like the video, share the video. This normally is gratitude and chill, but tonight I'm breaking schedule because I am just all over the place this week. Was so busy for me. I was not able to do anything channel next reunion. Boom boom bang bang. Okay, we're ready. So I also wanted to open up Family Search only because for some reason they keep emailing me and it's driving me crazy. I don't know what updates they could possibly have, but I'm sure there are some. Everyone's taking DNA tests like by the hundreds, thousands every week. Yeah, this yogurt is so good, y'all. Please forgive me opening up families so that okay, this may get a little weird, but I'm not gonna end the stream unless it cuts all the way off. And even then I can come right back. That's the one thing I like about StreamYard. I'm sorry, y'all. This yogurt was so good. I was really outside all day, and a lot of times when I'm running around, I don't really think about eating. Okay, so my true ancestry is ready. Let's see, can we get it to share? Boom, boom, bang, bang. Okay, this is my actually. Okay, so I'm gonna take my time, y'all. Y'all gotta bear with me and take this time because this is a lot. So all of my DNA and chills before today, um, didn't have this new DNA file. So 23andMe did some new thingamajiggy. That's what we're gonna call with the consumer capitalists, the businesses, add more. I want to say this right. When they decide to add more data to your kit, which they call a new update. First of all, let's be clear: your DNA never updates. Their ability and their want to show you for your fiat what your DNA has is comprised of. That is what those updates are. It's just probably a new technology or algorithm that they're using to show you a different lens to your DNA. DNA is not flat and it's not round. I'm saying it's not flat, it's not round. It's not flat. It's like there's so many angles to it, considering when two people join and make a child, that DNA merges, and those mergers happen every birth. So looking at everyone's DNA through one algorithm will kick out a lot of results if you're only using one algorithm, when there are, we're going to say 7 continents, but y'all know how I feel about that. I'm not going to get on that right now. Since there are different peoples that have been peopling for generations. And I'm grateful for my ancestors for even giving me this type of talent that came through my DNA somehow, because I did not go to school for any of this stuff. I'm grateful for this talent that I was given of sight and data and analyzing. I'm like a living analyst. Like, even in therapy, it comes up how I overanalyze. I analyze everything. I'm so analytical. So data is a friend to me. I love data. The more information. This is why I utilize so many different tools, and anyone should utilize so many different tools outside of mere census reports. There's that can be traced on paper. And that is just a fact. That's not my opinion. That is a fact. So this kit here of mine, this kit is new. So now I have 1 Ancestry raw file and 2 23andMe raw files. They did an update, and lo and behold, they finally gave me my original American. I laugh at it because I say finally because I already have it on my tree. Some notably known, and many more I don't. It's just, I don't want to say a dead end, but it's like a branch that can't go anywhere because I can't get the ancestors pre them, which could change the more people get tested. But as of now, my heritage was the only one who would confirm these my true ancestry results. Now, mind you, it's funny to me when people look at my true ancestry, when it validates the African and the European ancestry. When I look on my tree, I see the Great Migration when they got here, when this documentation somewhat started. Mind you, people were here and they were peopling before the pen. So a lot of these layers get lost. And sometimes I think these videos that I provide and others, my cousin Delbert is amazing at these presentations of these intricate lenses of who we are, whether we're believed or not, it is pointless. The data all adds up, including my true ancestry. So I have not this. I do not know what they've done to ancestry. I have not been on here at all. So I know I haven't downloaded anything either. Like PCA Plus, because I literally when I logged in, this was blinking here. So I knew I had to added that they will be added into this summary of data. So where do I even want to start? I don't want to start at PCA Plus because that's going to let's just start from the beginning. I got water over here. Where's my tea? Is the real question. Let's see. Make sure you like the video. So this is mad different. This list was never this intricate, and my breakdown was definitely not that intricate. Um, of course, I have now, mind you, I have to say this. My disclaimer: my true ancestry results do not show my ethnicity breakdown. This is my analysis of samples that they have. It's not the end all be all. They do not have every ancient DNA in this database, and everybody's like, it's just always remember that. This is not saying that I'm 50% Yoruban. No, what it's saying is for my DNA hit in this database at level 10, I'm hitting 50.3% of the Yoruba peoples in this particular database, which when I look on my ethnicity guess on every other DNA site that I utilize, yes, yes, for sure. There's no hesitation about that. This is so different. I'm so used to just seeing the African. So somehow what I need to do is compare my other 23andMe kit to this 23andMe kit and see do all of these options even show up because they're there for a reason. So I'm gonna take Yoruba off. Okay, it's gonna make me do that every time. I'm not putting my picture in. I'm gonna take Khoisan off on just to show the other segments. I'll take Bang 2 off just to show the other segments. See, I've never seen this like this before, ever. Level 10 is a lot of matches. I think it's like, we'll look at the list in a little bit. I can't remember. Mercurian, Moors, Gonches, Sasanian Empire, Avars, Carthaginians, ancient Egyptians, and oh my goodness, this is a exclusive. Because I have not really been wanting to, I'm not, some of the things I'm not even going to share. But I just have to drop this little gem. So my daughter took 23andMe as well, because she's a part of the project at Catoctin, and also we did the sickle cell screening because I already got a letter when she was born and she had the trait. I just wanted to know would it show up in the DNA analysis, and they're still doing that. I believe they're giving DNA kits um, to screen you for the ancestry or the actual trait. I'm not sure. You have to go into the details to know exactly what they're screening for. And you can opt out of the screening and still receive a free test. It's worth it. So Gina got an update as well. So I log into her data and I fell out my chair. I fell out of my chair. When I say, and I'm going to go slowly in this because I'm going to keep reiterating, all of the data is confirming each other. So I've been seeing my ancient Egyptian connection or some type of connection to ancient Egypt in my true ancestry. On my tree, no. Um, I probably should look at my DNA matches for that location, Egypt, on the tree. I never even thought about that. Side note, um, on my heritage, yes. For some reason, and it always put me off, my heritage would show me Middle Eastern DNA, which is hello, Egypt. Like that whole is circled off. And I was like, why is that showing up? That's interesting. So I said, well, this is not enough DNA to confirm. I mean, that's two out of all of these databases saying this, right? So Gina's results come back, and I say, let me look at hers. I was expecting. I don't know. I don't think I really had any expectations. I just was curious. Was there a difference? When I look, Gina, Egyptian, shows up. Almost fainted. It shows up in my daughter. So how did I give birth to a child with Egyptian blood? I mean, literally recognized by 23andMe, okay? How? I don't know. Well, we do know. There is Egyptian blood at Catoctin. If I'm not mistaken, it's the mother in the museum. I may speak wrong. Please forgive me. Y'all know I'll usually be up on it, but I haven't been working with the ancestors as much as I have, so I have to get back into knowing who is who because we're already dealing with 27 people with no names, just ID numbers. ID numbers and data. So ancient Egyptians is here. This is not saying, again, this is not saying I have this percentage of ancient Egyptians. I have that percentage of their database of the ancient Egyptian blood that they have. And we'll see that as I go a little further down. So this was the ancestral summary. What we want to do, let's go to deep dive. So deep dive is going to tell me that I share CMs with these people. CMs is a little closer. When we're here, like we're talking about gazillion hours, gazillion years ago. Okay? DNA does not die. Like it does not. It may deplete, which I wouldn't call it a depletion. They call some DNA junk DNA. I do not believe in anything that our higher power created as in beings and things. I do not I do not call anything in us junk. And I will never align with that madness. What? Junk DNA? Like, what? Are you kidding me? Um, so these DNA matches that make up these populations of this database for level 10. Because if I was on level 8, this and I do have level 8, I believe. This list wouldn't be this long. So it's a pay for pay. It's a pay for play aspect. But the data is real. This is my DNA kit. And if I was to put a European's kit in here, it wouldn't look like mine. It would look totally different. And I have had the opportunity to actually see that with my own eyes. So we're gonna go to deep dive results. I'm a little nervous, y'all. I'm not gonna because I don't know what I'm gonna see or what I'm gonna say. So forgive me in advance. Yeah, thank you. Let's hide the faces, okay? We're gonna hide the faces, okay? Give me a moment because this is gonna kick my screen back, and I don't want the other DNA kits in here on screen. Yes, let's hide these faces. Those faces are not plausible. They will not be utilized. Oh, it's not letting me change it. I may be able to edit this out later. That's the only thing about this new level. It'll kick my past CP. My cousin, she is awesome. She's actually going to be doing a presentation with my other powerhouse cousin Delbert. She has a channel here. I'm gonna make sure I link her channel in the comments after this live is processed. Powerhouses, cousin Z. Oh my goodness, I'm not even going to I can't wait for her to do her presentation. I will probably do like a reaction to her presentation, but I'm just happy. I'm grateful and I'm happy that we're having this opportunity. Even let me do a mic check and make sure this screen ain't messing this up. Hold on. Okay, because I can't see anything over here. Okay, let me just go over here. At least I know. Let me do this. At least I know it's still on. Okay, y'all can't see what's going on behind the scenes. So, what did I want? I wanted. Oh, without the faces. Yes, please take those faces down. Why do I want the faces down? Because that's not what the people look like, and that's just disrespectful. Like, would you want a picture of something you done made up somewhere? There was only 2 face reconstructions. You got people out here thinking, "Oh, I got her eyes." That is disgusting to me. So I thank you, my true ancestry, for giving us the option to not see that. Okay. So wait a minute. I thought Zaina was at the top for me. Well, I can tell you right now, this person is related to Kazakhstan. Look at the date. But they were still in Africa. The people at Kazakhstan may have either had ancestors that were already here that got caught up in this, or 1750. Yeah, like that's yeah, 17 before before okay, 1776. The Revolutionary War. Let's go pre 1776. 1750 is a little stretch. But this person is an ancestor to many, if not all, of them at Catoctin. That's amazing to see this person here with me at 6 CMs. This person would be picked up in our DNA project because we go to 3. Your raw DNA is 90% closer than any other match, and we're on chromosome 7 and 14. Now, this liberated slave trade victim, St. Helena, Rupert's Valley, 1848, is something which is weird. They have the Catoctin emblem here, which is interesting. 2.26 CMs. I have to look into this. I'm not familiar with their story or even this location. Is it an island? Oh my goodness. It's a lot of them. 1, 2, 3. Chromosome. Okay, now 7 and 14. 6. Chromosome 1. Wow, 400 BC. Chromosome 5. I don't see anybody on the same chromosome yet. Are you kidding me? Another one? Cushitic. Kush. Kush. Isn't that over there where there's Zaina? Zaina was at the top. She used to be at the top. Chromosome 5. Somebody else was on chromosome 5. Zaina used to be at the top. This is definitely different. Now she's at the bottom. It's interesting. I'm not really sure. Okay, they might be going by the percentage of your closeness over others. 64. Yeah, that's how they're rating that. 41. 19% closer than others. That went down a lot and switched to this individual. Kenya, female individual. This woman who became a silent but eloquent ambassador of her time was found with her genetic lineage traced to the mitochondria L5A1A, a subgroup that tells a tale of deep African heritage and provides clues to population histories in the region. Swahili coast known for its dynamic blend of African, Arab, Persian, and then later European influences. Part of the Indian Ocean. Interesting. The remnants of her life were carefully uncovered amidst the red earth, where the art of burial spoke volumes of her people's customs. Among the artifacts accompanying her eternal rest were beads, commonly utilized in personal adornment and perhaps indicative of her status or identity within her community. These are rich in historical documents in their own right. You know, there was a child buried in Maryland with a cherry seed. For some reason, that always sticks out to me. Like, eventually, I'm going to read something and run across something that'll give me a little more insight into that. And do I want to go in here? Y'all hear me? I want to go here. How many matches is this going to be? It's a lot of matches. I forget. I forget exactly how many. Oh, see, it's gonna be like a 4 hour. This stream gonna be like 4 hours. I'm telling you. Y'all hear that? Is that the one I'm at play? Yeah. I'm just gonna turn it down so I feel like chilling. I'm tired. My body's sore. Oh, see how long that take? Okay. Can y'all see that? Let me see. You might not be able to read it all the way. I see the likes. Keep liking the video. I love you. I love you. I love you. Um, Let me see. I can put the chat over here. So I can see. There is a question and answer in our chat space. How many grandparents can you name? I mean, you don't have to know them. I mean, of course, like, shucks. Me and Gina grandparents, that was born in the 1800s. Even Gina's grandfathers, like, they would have never been alive to see her. It's just impossible for someone to live that long. Uh, how many grandparents do you know by name? For me, I know too many by name. Do I know them? No. And I've got a little extra because I'm adopted and I have not separated anyone. We're all together, the Brady Bunch. Champagne Castle, South Africa, 1650 AD, seems to be my closest in genetic distance, and still not the closest that you can be because that would be zero. Catoctin is, of course, up here too. I-15333. I think that's a. I don't have my ancestry key. 18097. This is the mother in the museum. First, let's go all the way down. I think it's 500. How many matches is it? Because once you get to the bottom, you're gonna get to the European, like, say, Viking. Genetic distance 30. Ashkenazi Cemetery, Germany, 1350 AD. Heller. That's so far. But at that time, Inuit, look, Canada, I'll be 1923. Inuit, Canada, Dorset. I didn't even expect to see that, but again, little by little, the more modern DNA tests are starting to admit what is already there, that's been there. I was very shocked to see my 23andMe give me some indigenous American. I was floored. Mind you, I don't need the validation to know anything. But again, I was shocked. I don't feel a confirmation. I don't need confirmation for something that I already know. That's just a waste of my energy type thing. It's like I again was shocked. I was very, very shocked that I feel like it just came to a point where they couldn't hide it anymore. They couldn't hide it anymore. Like Gina's Egyptian. If you keep tweaking the algorithm, you're gonna have to let some of the truth on in the door. And every system has to be upgraded. Especially when you have more and more people coming into the DNA database pool. So you're not going to be able to hide but so much. Like Ancestry reminds me of the census, which a lot of people utilize, as you should, but you're utilizing it in the wrong way. The census is proof of crime. It's not your family log. That's not what you should use it as. If you use it as that, then you're diluting identities and lineages and bloodlines. You're erasing it. That was the purpose of that documentation. Everything has its own nuance. And even with the documentation, you can only hide for so much. I had a grandma, one of them, she got tired of the census card saying that she was black. And she knew she was raised as what we would call today indigenous American. And she wasn't going for it. They had a problem with her every time it was time to take the census. We had a whole write up about it. I think I shared that in one of my shorts. Um, there are some instances where you will get confirmation of the erasure with the census, but it's very rare. So I would assume Ancestry.com will do a lot less updating. And you can prove me wrong if you can. They will do a lot less updating because they have to stay along the narrative for ethnicity. They have to stay along the narrative of the census, and that is a thin line to walk. Considering the first census, can you imagine how many lineages were just collapsed on that first census? However many days it was, I'm sure it was a long process. Like, can you just imagine? So every year it got worse and worse and worse. And this is where passing came from. Passing wasn't something that just grew out of nowhere. It grew out of distress from not wanting to be erased and made black. You understand? I can't believe I went straight to this. That is awesome. Italy, Greece. Yeah, I got a lot of Dutch in me. Pre-Columbian, Argentina. So wait, weren't we going to see how many? I thought it was 500. How many matches are there? Y'all, it's still not okay. There are how many? Good Lord, what's my last match? What you think my last? Mind you, we're out of Africa. I don't think there's anything African here because it's too far. Which is even more interesting to me. How did out of Africa go DNA wise are African to see these classifications are going to have to change because they are, I would assume, hypothetical until proven through living descendants. The ancestry, which should match up with their tree. Like my tree is very diverse. This is why I'm not 100% African. I'm not 100% anything. Most of us here in the United States, if you have colonial past here, you're not 100% anything. And I'm talking to whites as well. You're not 100%. There's no way. That history cannot align with a people keeping their lineage. Like that's not what it can't. You can't get that out of what happened. I mean, look, Western Slav settler, Slavic. I have that. Germany. I have a lot of Germany. I have a lot of German grandfathers. So my furthest match in ancient time for what they have is Austria, the Avars. That comes up a lot with the Europeans. So what I'm going to do is take my time, not on the street, and pull out every single indigenous match, write down the data, and add it to our indigenous hub, not the Catoctin hub. You know, I have turned the hubs literally continental. So keep these ancestors, look, in one space. Here's Egypt. Now, again, I gave birth to a child with Egyptian blood, honey, and they sent me an aunt from Egypt. Shout out to my loved ones, my global family. I love y'all so much. Like, I don't wear that emblem out my door. It literally sits on my altar at all times. Just because I know where it came from, and I just I can't wear it. I can't wear it. And then my daughter's DNA test come back and talk about she's Egypt. She has Egyptian ancestry. I'm again shocked. Am I floored? No, because I've been looking at my true ancestry for going on how many years? When did I meet Miko Wolf? About 4 years now, maybe longer. Am I shocked? No. Am I surprised? Yes. Okay. I'm very surprised. And this is why 23andMe, when they gave this new system that they gave, they took away your option to download your Excel file, your raw data file, in a data sheet so that you could break down even more at 90, 80, 70, 60, 50%. Your results that you see on 23andMe when you log in, those are generic. They are not intricate. They are defaulted at 50%. You used to have the option to go to 90%. I've actually downloaded my composition and Gina's. And I noticed that I did not have that option with this new kit, the new update that they did. Again, am I floored? No. Shocked? No. Of course they're not gonna give you they're not gonna give me they're not gonna want to give me that. They may put that in a pay behind a paywall. This is a business. They turned our ancestry into, I mean, exploitation to the thousandth power. Like how I think maybe, what is it? The Catholics maybe have, or what is it? Family Search. The people who belong to that church, they have a lifetime membership for all the data. They don't have to pay. And it's just crazy. We don't have enough of a foundation to stand as a people in that light, so that a lot of us could get a lot of this work done quicker if it wasn't for the cash. If it wasn't for the cash, our resources are limited. So yes, we do have to utilize these companies, and we do share data. We try. I was at one point making presentations almost periodically every month on DNA data. I've gotten out of it because I'm so busy, but I do feel like the more we share of our data, the more we'll put a lot of these like branches that we don't know where they started from, because there's a cutoff. We know there's something there. We know people belong there. No one can just exist without ancestry and a lineage, and a long one at that. So, again, the more DNA testing that comes in, the more they're going to have to upgrade their systems to read all of it correctly. Because again, our DNA is not new. Their eyesight into our DNA is new, and there are numerous biases that can stand in the way. On top of I mean, goodness gracious, adoptions, illegal adoptions. There's so many nuances to a life, one life. And doing research on ancestry is huge. It's best to keep an open mind. It's best not to feel like you know it all. Is that Nasia or something else? Oh Lord. It's best to keep an open mind, even with oral histories. I was given an oral history and I'm shocked to this day that it was all made up. It was horrible and all made up. So you see, like a life, there's no documentation for that, you know? So you have to have an open mind. Like, am I going to sit here and think that there aren't ancestors that came before me in the 600 BC that aren't related to these people? If I was to think that, I would be insane. Of course. Of course. There's no way my DNA is not going to represent history. Like, that stands for all of us. All right, this list is crazy. We're going to get from the European end. Eurasian, excuse me, the Eurasian end, because that's where it goes out to. Afro Eurasian end. I would love to see where my first African stops and switches kind of to a more European, but I'm not doing that. There's Avery Rest, of course, another slave trade site, which is awesome to like, I mean, awesome, like, oh, slavery. No, I mean, like, it's awesome archaeology wise because there were some European slaves. Okay. They don't talk about this as much as it should get talked about. And they're not giving up all the data either on a lot of those European ancestors that were enslaved there. Talk down 18087. So yeah, I'm gonna see all the Catoctin. The mixed ones, those three mixed ones will be towards the bottom. Saint Martin slave. And then you have to be, I think that's the one. I'm not gonna say that because I don't know. Catoctin, Colonial, Avery Rest. I'm really the St. Helena. I have to look into Rupert's Valley. I may add them to the Avery Rest hub, even though I may not, because the timing is so different. Avery Rest is like 1600. If anything, Avery Rest is ancestral to Rupert's Valley. And actually, Avery Rest would be ancestral to Catoctin, and Catoctin would be ancestral closer to ancestor, mean coming before, would be ancestral to Rupert's Valley in time, because time does matter. But then these dates don't matter. So that's more of an archaeological thing when it comes to these dates. Let's go to the maps. I'm a visual girl. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to even be able to do this. Again, I want to thank my cousin Z. I love you. You are so amazing. Oh no, this is too much to scroll. It's a lot of matches. So that means that I have even just a slither of a connection haplogroup wise. Which again, am I floored? No. I didn't come from a monkey in a boat like they taught us in Catholic school on 23rd and Lehigh. But that's just not the facts. Oh Lord. Let's go to the maps. Let's close this down because if I don't, I'm gonna have to scroll back down. You gonna close for me? Huh? No. All right, where's the rest of the menu? Menu, please. I'm telling you, I had patience for this stuff. Um, what's this? A new DNA timeline. Ain't this where they got the saga videos? Let's download it. I don't expect to see too much difference. Oh, I shouldn't have went in here. Oh, I gotta wait for it to. That's gotta start all over again. The whole page. It's just because there's so many kids. This is a very big level. Oh, it went straight there. It opened. No, it did not. Yes, it did. Oh, they changed this. That's so big. Okay, closest sample matches per era. Genetic distance 30. What's the closest? 30? No, it's going down. Nubia. The funniest thing, I always tell this story when I got to Harlem. These elders was talking and it was like, what do you think? He asked one of them, asked the other one, was like, no, he asked me, where am I from? And I was like, what? I'm from here. What do you mean? It was like, no, what's your lineage? And I'm like, I don't know. They said we were slaves. That's all I know. And I was adopted. I had no idea. The other guy looked at him and said, he said to me, you don't see the Nubian in you? I was like, what the heck? To myself, what the heck? I was like, I guess so, but to myself, I'm like, what the heck is he talking about? And I turned around and it was this table where this other elder was sitting at, and he made me get a book. I bought that book. It's on my bookshelf. I forgot what the book name was. But that's when I started like really, really digging. Like really digging to like I always wanted to know who I was, who my parents was, you know. And then after meeting my mom's side, I was like, what is wrong? What happened? That really drove me more to know what happened. And like as the years went past, I just had these weird instances, like almost Johnny Quest Clue type stuff. Like a random lady tells me one day, it's a big secret about you and you're gonna find it. Just make sure you just be patient, but it's gonna take a long time. And your mom loves you, and like all this weird, like all these weird things. And like I realized like maybe maybe there's some way of knowing one, what happened to my family, like why are they in the condition that they're in, and understanding like their ancestors and on, I will understand myself a little more, and maybe I could have a fighting chance at like not ending up like them. If that makes sense, in the most respectful way I could say this. Um, this is crazy. This is so different. So they broke this. This is like when I used to do that timeline when I found the Indians again, all the way back there. I think they was the Inuits actually. And that's why I say like the only thing that's happening with these commercial sites outside of My True Ancestry, you're doing nothing but validating this data. They all match. Like nothing is canceling anything out. I'm not doing all of this. Okay, let's just go to modern period. That's a lot of look at all this. So you had ancestors when all this stuff was going on. That's the king from Africa. Like the whole project, our whole project. Wait, what? Largest shared DNA segments, 127 SMPs. See, this person is related to Catoctin. That's why nobody can tell me. Nobody really can. I mean, you can tell me what you want to tell me, but like, if my brain can't make it make sense, and so a lot of people say stuff that don't make sense. I don't think they be hearing themselves. You know, I'm not talking in no disrespectful way. When I'm doing DNA chill and conundrums with blackness, you have to leave your emotions and feelings somewhere outside. Like, don't bring them here. We're more into the feeling on a real gratitude and chill. Like, I'm way more sensitive there. But here, like, feelings can't apply when you're looking at data. There is no need for feelings. Um, and this is how things got messed up. Somebody felt like somebody was black and white and they wrote it down on a piece of paper and now this is who you are. Like I don't think you could beat me 1,000 times and make me um agree. Like I don't disagree. I would just shut up because I can't see stuff any other way than what it is. Does that mean that I'm right about everything? No. But I can't see something that I've already seen in its true light another way. Like it just doesn't I just can't I don't have that type of adaptability or syndrome for that. I honestly look at that like as a Stockholm syndrome type thing. I could be wrong. No, I do not want to do no faces. I really don't even want to see this video. Y'all know it's the same thing. I'd rather go to the maps. Y'all know me. I like the maps. Where are they? We gotta start the page over again, y'all. Oh well. We got this. This gonna take forever. Oh no, it's not. It shouldn't. It should just open right up. Oh come on, be good to me. Be good to me. Be good to me. Be good to me. It's not being good to me. I need to log into Family Search. I'm almost. Now that one scares me because it's telling me to wait or exit the page. I don't want to exit the page. Can I just wait? Can you do what I asked? Thank you. Thank you. Take your time. Let me stop rushing you because this the big boy. This the big boy. This the OG account. Level 10 is a lot. Like, I can't afford that. I would have to save up for that and really sacrifice like a few coffees. Sacrifice, excuse me, sacrifice coffee to pay for that. It's so expensive. And then that, like, so people out here buying, well, that may not be a good example. I was gonna say if you buy something expensive, you're expecting it to have top quality, correct? But yeah, if you're paying for something like dollar store batteries as opposed to Duracell, okay? Like normally the way consumerism works, the more you're paying, the more you're ensured that you're getting a top quality. Am I right or wrong? Like, how does that not apply with DNA? Even with the DNA testing, the more you pay, the more data you're getting. Like, what is that other one? FTDNA. That's why that one is so expensive. Like, they're giving you stuff these other companies like Ancestry, they're not giving you. What's the problem, son? It's the globe. Come on, son. I know it's a lot. Oh, that's what it is. It's a lot of samples. It's calculating all the samples. And this is my DNA kit. But it's because of the level. Honestly, I would like if you're doing look, see, that's why it's taking so long. So doing this DNA research, if you're just looking like for your ancestry, I would suggest like don't get the high levels yet. Like sit at level 5, 4, 6. You get what I'm saying? For a while, because that's narrowing your ancestry of your tree. And a lot of people that you see at those smaller levels could, no, let me say this right. They do fit on your tree because my tree goes to like 1300s. Like you can do it. Not every line, but you can do it. It is possible. Okay. Even the church one on Family Search, that thing goes all the way back to Adam and Eve. It's so creepy. That creeps me out, but okay. Um, oof. I wouldn't suggest going to a level 10 if you're still working on the majority of your tree. Why is that? The higher you go, the more ancestry you gonna run into in lineages, and that just muddies the water. And you need clean water as much as possible, getting through the colonial area. Excuse me, colonial era. Like that in itself is a headache because some lines collapse into themselves because we had some sinful things going on here, mandated and behind closed doors. Um, but the DNA shows it all. Um, a lot of the horror breeding stories, they show up in the DNA. And you don't want to again pile on their ancestry until you're ready to actually fit them. So it all fits. Mind you, am I a pro at this? No. That's just how it unfolded for me because I can't go off of census, adoption paper, anything. Because there were so many illegal adoptions in Philadelphia in 1979. It's ridiculous. Okay? It's ridiculous. I think there was a lawsuit. I probably missed the settlement. I'm thinking about getting a lawyer and just suing. Let me shut up. But anyway, that is my suggestion if you're like me. When it comes to my tree, I normally use my account level 6 to kind of see how my ethnicity guesses kind of fold into the ancestry that level 6 shows me. At level 10, I like to go to because I like going through the ancestors of those people in the graves who lived hundreds of years ago before the inception of the United States. So this level for me, because I'm starting pre I'm starting pre 1776, not 2025. So level 10 is more helpful for my project research, not my genealogy research. Does it all blend in together? Yes. Do I plan on putting anybody from 925 BC on my tree? You got me, Chuck. No, I'm not doing it. Uh-uh. Does that erase them? No. You know how many people I have that I know are supposed to be on my tree and they're not there? Like I have siblings. I didn't know I had siblings, but I have siblings. They're not on my tree. Does that erase them? No. This is why I say everything is a perception of the lens of the person preparing the data. And that goes for these businesses. That goes for our DNA cousins. Case in point. How many trees on Ancestry are locked down? I'm talking about got a lock on it. How do you do that? How is that even possible when we're paying money for the data? Like it's private. You can't see my ancestors. They're mine. Oh my goodness. So, this is where that could just one person locking their tree blocks anybody trying to find an ancestor that connects through this person on their tree. Is there a way to go around it? I'm sure there is. But it makes it harder because everything is the lens of the person who is compiling the data. You're making a family who say, "Oh, Daddy had how many women with how many children? Am I going to represent that on my tree? No, but does that erase that? No. Does that change the DNA matches? No. And this is why you can go in your DNA matches and look up all type of countries and see people you're related to from there because your ancestry is linked to that land sometime. And it in time, whew, time. See, I'm grateful for the patience to even be able to process this stuff um, in a way that doesn't dilute or pollute the gene pool. There's no need. Now this is my map of level 10. I'm trying to zoom it out. It's gonna take forever because there's so many samples on here. Now look at this supercontinent over here. We're gonna talk. Y'all know what I mean. Y'all gonna hear them sirens. This supercontinent over here is not separated by no body of water. And if you see a body of water that separates this mass continent over here, please put it in the chat. So this, look at this. Like I don't know if we were to pay double to go to level 20, will we see more filled in? I'm just hypothetically guessing. I doubt that. But these matches in Eurasia is very, very interesting to me, especially when I look at Africa and the Americas. And I have seen, well, I know someone who has seen Nigerian results, which is interesting to me too, because Nigeria was created by men. So how I get maybe that DNA is a time marker. I'm trying to understand what is that marker. Because if Nigeria was created, what was that DNA before it was called Nigeria? Like I know how to ask questions. Like you have to you know how to ask the right questions, you can get some good answers. So I want to go to the Americas. I want to go log in a family search too. Because I don't know what they're going off about. Somebody probably want me off their tree. They keep doing that over there. I'm like totally like over, totally over. This is Catoctin and Avery Rust, period. And that, look how that is. Do you see that? If like, do you see that? Look how that circle is. I don't think that's my location because of the size. Um, no, let's do this because y'all know this is my favorite. I'm gonna go back, not too far. Let's do 1491. Is that too much? I don't think so. This little engine that could. Now let's do 1310 max results 2150. So 5000 BC, 1310 AD. What the look? See, I'll never get this. My Y DNA, because one, I'm not a boy. My dad had no sons, and my dad's not alive. Who told you to jump there though? This is different. Why is my R1B European? I've never seen my. Is this my kid? See, I be having to be sure because what the heck? Why is that all open at one time? That's different. That two menus opened at one time. Y'all, I only did this. Band Straits. Look at this. This is my DNA kit. All the islands. My blood DNA matches for the islands are very nice on all. Now this has really filled in a lot. This was not like that. It used to just be this. And my heritage comes all the way down here. I need to see. I probably have to pay for it again. Shucks. Put this new 23andMe kit in my heritage and see what ancestry comes up and see is there a difference. Because there is a difference between 23andMe and Ancestry's blends. That's interesting. Now, wait a minute. How my E1B get so little? I know you lying. That is not the way this was before. Okay. Wait a minute though. How did it get so little up here? What's I know you lying. So now I'm matching more R1B about the same. R1B, E1BJ. Well, that is very, very different than before. Take E1B off. J, E1B, Catoctin, and their ancestors coming out of Egypt, Carthaginian on that with the R1B. Catoctin, that's the baby. No, not. Oh, now it went to J. Who is J? That's the ancestors of the ancestors. Who is that? Persian royalty King James, Earl of Ellington. Now, how they blood get in there? You wonder, or do you even have to wonder? Kohanim. Who is that? Aaron, brother of Moses. Nubia. Y'all see that? Aaron, brother of Moses. Child, I know. Wait a minute now. They got the DNA of Moses' brother? When? I know you lying. So let me take a sip of this water. I know you lying. Hold on. What's J haplogroup? I can't end this page. I gotta open another tab. They talking about Aaron, Moses' brother. Come on over here. J haplogroup. Armenia Highlands origins, Zagros Mountains origins, Middle Eastern, so-called Middle Eastern. That's Eurasia. That's Afro-Eurasia. Say Af. I don't care about that little data tore it up and made it connected. Ain't none of that separate except for the UK over there. All of that is connected. Connected. You could drive through there, I'm sure walk that's connected. You can't just make up stuff and say stuff and expect everybody to believe. Cause I come on now. You gonna make me believe something that ain't true? I don't like that. I think that's called manipulation. I don't like that. Or Arabian Peninsula. Why don't they just call it that? Southern Europe, North Africa. Hmm. Let's go back. Hmm. It's a lot of royal attributes here. I'm not really concerned with that right now. What's this? G. Who's G? G. I said G, sir. Ma'am. Who is G? Uh-oh. Nubia, a lot of post Reconquista Granada more. I remember that number. Let's go back over here. I'm still gonna sign in the family tree. Wait, what? What is the Near East? Western Asia. Hello, Western Asia distribution. Sardinia, Iberian. I got a lot of that. So do Catalan. Their ancestry is very rich. I'm not deep diving in Europe or Asia. Not tonight. That got to be done by itself because it's too much. Africa, oddly, it's not as much as that's Saint Helena there. It's just not. I gotta go back for Africa. I gotta go back for. It's funny that popped up like that. I never seen it look like that. E1B was always at the top for me. So that's interesting for that to be happening because I that hmm, like the E1B like evened out with J and R1A for the DNA matches. See, this is what Africa gonna do for me. It do that. It did it. I can't once I get more modern. Like it's nothing except for the 1700 era ancestors of the doctor. That's it. But when I go back, it does this. When I go all the way back, like BC back, like, and again, a lot of this stuff is now coming out. Again, Gina is showing this on 23andMe for the new update, and I I haven't really been talking about it because, like, again, I'm not saying I needed them to tell me anything because I've already seen this 1,000 times. I have dreams. I have been guided to, like, know how to do a lot of this stuff out of nowhere. Um, I just again was shocked that 23andMe is finally getting with the program and letting some of this so-called junk DNA not be junk, because there's no such thing as junk DNA. Don't disrespect my higher power or my ancestors like that. Like, enough is enough. This is what happens for me with Africa. Here's a 4000 BC. It's very locational. So the Eurasian, Afro-Eurasian, um, is real. There's no way these people like, I don't call this the Middle East. Everyone else can call it what they want. Clearly, definitions don't matter. Like, this is one supercontinent over here. The people who have been peopling for ages, square rooted by like 50. I just wish I could see more modern, but I guess we're talking about modern ancestry. The modern aspect actually does show up through your DNA matches on, like, 20. I don't know about 23andMe, but definitely on Ancestry. So even though I don't um like Ancestry 100%, I don't like any of them 100%. But it seems like they all do what the other does not in some way. Like with Ancestry, the DNA tool for the matches is the bomb. The tree is okay. You're going by the census. Again, there's more to people's lives than what the census takers decided to put on a piece of paper. So that's when 23andMe's, My Heritage, FTDNA, all of these other, My True Ancestry, all of this data supports one another. None of the data is saying anything or showing anything or revealing anything that isn't already, one, understood by history, time, human behavior, and lastly, by the data. Like, the data is not, look at this. This is the baby in the graves. This little baby had all this. There's the Jameses and the English royalty. All of this in his blood. You're not gonna tell me this one little baby did not have an entire ancestry and history, like, to be like proud of. But United States history reduces them to enslaved laborers. Peace and love to the DNA community. I love you guys. Hopefully, we will get to rub shoulders at the reunion this May. It is coming. I am chairwoman of the planning committee, and everything is going well behind the scenes. I'm excited for our second reunion. It's been a hard journey. Um, it's been hard. This is a very hard work. Sometimes you have to pause. I took a big pause on DNA and chill. I actually missed DNA diving Let me log in over here really quick. Because again, Family Search has been messaging me. I hope I haven't found a sister. And we find that out online. Hey, that doesn't happen. Um, let's come up. Let's see if they have anything new. Let's come to 1336 AD. Let's do 1491. I need to find out when the Dutch rolled in. I don't know why this keeps going here like this with the menu open. That's crazy. I did not go to Haplogroups at all. So something's wanting me to see this. Like this is totally different. This was like all up here. And now it's totally different. R1A was a lot smaller for sure. R1A was like here. And the Nubian went to T. T. Hold on. Let's go over here. Oh, I was sharing the wrong one. Let's go to T. We gotta go here and see how did the Nubian Macarian warrior go to T? Hmm. East African, Middle Eastern, Egyptian, and East African. Okay, let's be real. Let's just be real. Um, okay. See, now that could be why. I haven't put Gina's in here. I wonder, the Egyptian, African, because this is totally different for me here. Like, this did not look like this, like, at all. Like, E1B took up the whole top. Like, I have old DNA and children. You can literally see, like, this is totally different. And for some reason, who in the world? And notice, I don't know what's going on here. This is crazy. But again, I had a grandma that passed for white. Like my dad and mom passed for white. So, anywho, it's just okay. I still have yet to know what is there. Um, 1400s. Incan is still showing strong from 3000 BC to 1400s. That's a long time. The islands, of course, I'm telling you, every age you're gonna hit the islands for me, which explains why my hair locks on its own and will not eat perm. My hair does not use the perm; it literally takes my hair out. I used to remember, like, my mom used to be like, "What in the world kind of hair do you got? Clearly not Negro hair, respectfully." I didn't know that's what I should have answered at that time. I did not have that type of hair. Even putting heat to my hair, my hair only grows when it's locked. Like seriously, it is not like chemicals. And see, this is Canada side. I tell people all the time, like there are. They want you to believe that there's no African American descendant of, AKA descendant of so-called slavery, United States slavery. There's no so-called way that they can get their tree to the 1400s or past the colonial era. But see, that can't be true if you had documented non-Africans. If you had one, documentation of these people, and two, their DNA's in our DNA. So even if, and this is a real thing on my tree, even if there is a person that is not documented as ever existing as a human being, because they literally were property and labeled and documented as property, like you would a desk or a farm of chairs. Um, say this person didn't have a name. They weren't given a name. Like on paper. I'm sure they were called something, but it's not even known. But as the people are DNA testing, you're seeing that DNA living descendants are creating this individual. There's a woman on my tree like this. Like I have her story as being bred. And again, there really is no name. The name is the identified males so far, their last names to identify her. But there are 13, 14 children that had children that had children that had children that have living descendants today. So it's amazing how, when speaking on DNA, it's so dismissive when it's actually the only, and I mean our DNA, not the businesses and the results they give. That's literally the only truth in any of this. Literally. It's such an amazing timestamp of who, what, when, where, how for the human family. I love it. I've become quite the observer of the data and the connections and the history that shows through it. So I'm going to come to 1492. 14, yeah, 92. To 1775. But yeah, sometimes my dates are, and I like to see because sometimes the visual just also gives me like confirmation and keep digging on some of these brick walls that we have. And this is why our DNA community is so valuable. And I just want to thank a lot of our mixed European and American indigenous cousins that are really helping us um, break down some of these walls. Again, I'm so excited for the new presentation that is coming from our cousin. I'm just like moved. I want to make sure that whole day is free, and I will share it in our community section. And I will also share my cousin's channel. You should check her out. She is a powerhouse when it comes to genealogy, period. Unlike myself, I stick with DNA because DNA was my lifeline, not the genealogy part of it. But she is a powerhouse on it all, like all of it, even down to the chromosomes and the all the mapping and oh my goodness, things that I have no clue how to do at this point. But I do think the more I study, the more I learn, the more I'll be able to get it. Oh, that's new. This isn't new. This looks different for some reason. These aren't new. I think this one in the middle of that is new. And that's why I want to go through my DNA matches, that long list that we saw at the beginning. These people are on that list. Maybe not all of them, but the majority are named on that list with the ID number. But again, that's over 2,000 matches. I have to go through one by one, and they aren't as frequent as the Eurasian, Afro-Eurasian community, ancestral community. That that place is huge over there. Okay, it's a lot of peopling. So this is 1492 to 1775. Now you would think with all of the slavery and the influx of Africans here, which is shown somewhat here minutely, and the influx here, that it would be more, you get what I'm saying? Of this the story of us only being this African from slavery, but Africans from slavery with an ancestry is how it needs to be said, because those people just didn't exist that day. Um, Lifetimes matter. I always found that interesting, and I still find that interesting that during this timing, and we'll bring it out a little more because 1775 may not have even been just the influx. Let's bring it 1774 to 1875. And we got 2000 grace of matches here. I'm not saying but so much. But again, this does not tell the whole story. I just note some of these things. I don't stand on them as fact because again, I'm at level 10 for something that I paid for a database that is not God's database. You get what I'm saying? Like we not dealing with a full set of the human genome. I'm not saying they don't have it. Okay, I'm not saying that. Because I mean, they take your blood. That's why when people are like, "Oh, I'm scared of it. What you gonna do? What you gonna do with my DNA?" Do you get like that when you go to the doctor? Was you like that? Was your mama like that when she gave all that blood up and they had to take you, but not really understanding all the way the concept of the fear of exploiting your DNA a little further just to see some history, the truth of who you are, which kind of empowers you, instead of being told that you're, you know what we was told. And I can say in my own life, um, mine is a lot. I got a whole podcast coming, Conundrums of Blackness for me. Um, it's a lot psychologically, but I do admire humanity a little more than I started out. You know, learning that I am part of the human family with a history attached to land, attached to time and place, not severed, not disconnected. I mean, my branch is a little weird. Hold on, the energy is a little weird on my end, but the bigger picture does help me even get through that a little easier to understand. Like, yeah, there had to be some bad branches after all of the strife that we are kind of forced to like celebrate and not really humbly accept and build away from. It's like ritualistic that we just stay on this slavery United States. I guess because that's the biggest thing that the United States ever did or something. You know how like, you know, like that narcissistic trait that I, that's what it feels like to me. But I'm not gonna get into that right now. Let's go to the. Do I want to do Royal Explorer? I don't know, because we're in. This is applicable keeps opening up, so clearly I'm supposed to do this. I have not been in here. I'm a little nervous because one, this looks different. I don't know what's going on. So Y-DNA, I don't really want to look at. Well, I guess this is the only lens of Y-DNA I'm going to be able to ever get, actually, because I don't know. my Y DNA because you got to get that from a male, and I don't have those parts. So I used to think it was E1B because this was like so big. And again, this is not my total lens, but given a guess, I would have assumed E1B. But now I'm definitely like I don't know. My dad's ancestry is very intricate, just like my mother's. Um, it's so interesting how intricate Virginia's DNA, the ports and the traveling have a lot to do with your DNA as well, especially like where your family was. For me, it's Virginia and I want to say Alabama. And then there's two other sides, the male sides. Well, the male and the female side. There's two other sides. Two are Virginia. But then it branches out once you get to my dad's side because they're so old. Like they're ancient to me. Um, once you get there, like it gets really gritty over there really quick. My mom's side's a little different because she was so young and way closer to age to me, as opposed to 100 years like my dad. I know it's 70, but 70 rounded up in a lifetime is 100 to me. Speaking daddy daughter, shucks, 70 years. That is so crazy. I'm scared to see this because I'm trying to understand. Is he gonna? Oh, ancient Egypt came to the front. See, this one. Now I pulled up Gina's 23 and Me new update from 2025, and she has ancient Egyptian. Um, excuse me, she has Egyptian, Coptic Egyptian to be precise. Um, what does that even mean? And this is crazy. So, ugh. Oh no, I should have never opened that. Oh, that thing's never gonna stop. Oh Lord, I should have never opened it. Oops. Sorry, guys. I had no idea it was gonna do that. Yeah, there's Aaron Moses's brother. I'm just like, whoa. No, go back. Cut more off, please. Okay, do this. Yeah, and I want that. Good gracious. I'm not even. No. What's that? Royal breakdown. Why DNA? Let's do mtDNA. I know my mtDNA. That is the line that goes from mother to mother to mother to mother to mother to mother to mother. This looks different again. Oh my goodness, what is happening to my view? This used to sit like E1B did. It took up most, and then all of this was like little stuff. This was never over here. H. Who in the world are those people? Let's see. You can actually click on these images and see what matches H more. Hello? I already know that for sure. Canary Islands. I already know that for sure. Um, China don't surprise me either because I have that's showing up. Um, that area is showing up on 23andMe for me, but it's always have. I think it went away when they gave me America. We're not a that are yes, yes. the Slav settler is. Remember we saw that Slav R1A, the Celtic. And would this not make sense? No. Do you know how many Europeans are on my tree? Are you kidding me? It's like an invasion. I'm not gonna lie. Like I just ran into all these people, pastors and stuff, doing stuff with, you know, it's a lot. It's not. I think when they say most people, most of us can't do it, I think they just say that because they don't want you to do it, or those people just don't want to see or admit what's there. For me, it's a little different. Hell, I started off like that here, so my royal tombs of who? Who in the world is that? Oh, we all looked at the wrong way. What is this? Macedonia. Macedonia. Is that in the Bible? Oh Lord, now is that in the Bible? I don't know. Y'all don't know everything. Mind you, I did have to go to Bible camp though, and that's the only I graduated from that. Yes, I did. Rome in the Bible. Who was in there? Jesus. I know you. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. See, I don't be doing all this for here, child. Ancient Kima, Macedon. I got. I'm talking about. What is this guy? Who are these people? Archaeologists were interested in the burial mounds. Nothing more than empty tombs were found. Where clearly that's a lie. Whose DNA is on matching? Why they always tell us that again? No, stop it. Whose DNA is it, sir? Hold on. Matter of fact, come on, we don't even gotta do that. How do I find this person? 400 BC. Wait, this is my DNA? How do I find this person? This person in that list, but I don't know where. Oh, genetic distance 29.6. Baby, reverse research 29.6, right? So you know this list is by genetic distance 29.6. Well, good lord, it's gonna take forever to open up. Let's come over here and go back to this list 29.6. Oh, we're gonna wait. I already know. It's okay. I'm patient. I've never seen that match before. There's a lot of new images. I actually want to go into the where they let you make your own, not in the PC. I don't know if I'm gonna do this all night. 'Cause I don't know how long have I already been streaming. The browser has lost connection to your screen share audio. That's fine. I'm not sharing the audio. Did it open? Nope. It opened maps, and that is not what I wanted. But I probably should wait because my mouse is not active. And go to mine don't popped up. I didn't do this. Oh, this was the modern one I asked for. Hmm. Who is that? At 1843. Who is that? The liberated. Who is that? I don't know who that is. Because I thought the liberated people was down there. or on the Africa map. Oh Lord, you don't like me right now. I'm gonna have to restart this. Be good to me. Oh, this is a sign. Hold on. Hold on. This is a sign. Exit page. I gotta cut it off. It's stuck. Yes, it is. Um, hold on, guys. I gotta restart this browser. Refresh, please. Yes, please. It's because it's so much data. Like I couldn't imagine if we were higher than 10. I don't even want. I don't even like. I for myself. Like I enjoy having access to it. Oh, for sure. I'm staying at my little numbers. I thank God I got cousins that's into. I want to go back to the list because a lot of people ask me questions about ancient sinful marriages, about my true ancestry, and I try to kind of show you kind of how I look at it so that when you see your lens, which ours could be the same or not, depending on your ancestry, like your how do I know that? Because I have had with my vast multicultural ethnical DNA community. I had it like 40 DNA kits, and I had the opportunity to see the differences between the results from my true ancestry's lens from a mixed DNA raw kit, a African majority, I'm speaking majority DNA kits, and European majority DNA kits. Of course, everybody's not 100% anything, but sometimes, like myself, my DNA is going to run more African than anything else because that's the majority. But that doesn't erase the minority. When you erase the minority, you're erasing ancestry. You're erasing ancestors. Like my European so-called 15%. 15% is a lot of people, or by tree, and some that haven't got there yet, and some that are here on this database. So it was 29.6 DNA. I'm not 29.6 genetic distance, and we're at 2.6 genetic distance. So I'm gonna take it down, dig it down. 29.29. We're in Rome. And you see how that works there? We're going to a certain genetic distance, which is giving us time. Time, it's like an ancestry time mark. Hold on, didn't I see tomb somewhere? 29.6 what? I forgot it went down to the points. Yes, honey. Hot. There we go. Look, boom. 15. Sample 1543, 29.6. Top 2% match versus all users. Royal tombs of what in the world? Oh, they ain't gonna give me nothing. They gotta give me something. It's not green. Map locations. Is that gonna huh? What was that? Map locations. What is this, Rome? Classical Greece, Troy. What was it close to ancient? Is that what that thing was showing me? Oh, these are samples. Closest ancient samples. Roman Hispania. So Hispania, European, right? It's not child. It's not South American, Spanish, Galicia, Portuguese, French. Closest modern DNA hits West German. I'm pretty sure that West German is definitely coming on my end. Spanish, because my German is crazy, and my Dutch is heavy. Um, Especially those matches up here in the New England area. Like, I think that's why I feel so at home here. Like, it's a lot. I got a lot of ancestors buried up here, all over. Similar samples. I don't recognize any of this stuff. Sorry. I see the word Negro. Only thing I can make any sense of. I don't know a lot of mtDNA, totally different than mine. It's interesting they got this person's mtDNA. How'd you get that? Oh, that's not hard. That's the easy one. Y-DNA is the hard one. PCA ancient. Do I really want to do that? This is them, Visigoths. I remember that from my European kids. I saw a lot of Visigoths. And that person with that mask, with that long nose, like a bird, like a rave, I don't know that thing. It's not giving me. Oh yeah, there's no write up about it. 400 BC. Okay. See how I reversed that just by the genetic distance that they gave me from that other list. All of this data go together. There's nothing hanging out nowhere. It's not hard to understand. I mean, I don't know. Um, I'm I can't sit here and explain to you the intricacies of how it was built because I didn't build it, but it is pretty doggone on point. No matter what people raw kit wise you put in here, it's gonna give you a broad, far insight to your ancestry. Like BC, are you serious? Like, what's the lifespan for a person now? Like 50 years, 60 years? Shit, some people 20 years. The life system that's been like the lifetime for a person and all the people that have populated the population of the populace. I feel like a bill cow because a bill cow just slipped out of me. The population of the populace. Okay. Like the people have been peopling for a long time. What is this? Okay, this is totally your closest archaeogenetic matches. Okay. Okay, that's by era. No, we're not doing that. I bet you they're not going to give me any American samples here, but I can always see them on the map, of course. Yeah, I know. They're lying. But okay. They want me to pay. You pay more, you get more. No, we're not doing that. What are my model populations? Have they changed at all with this new DNA kit? Not really. And see, these populations are far. 7, 0 is my population, my genetic population, and they're probably going to call me an African American because what do you call someone who's been historically like I'll let you put the word there. Like, it's in the DNA. It's there. That yogurt is so delicious. My deep dive results changed. It pulled more to the relatives of Catoctin's deceased members in that grave. Oh, this is different. This is over here coming up. Yeah. I'm gonna pull all that because yes, I have that for sure. There. Oh, I like how they doing this. And there you go. Now look. Now again, my daughter came out. Gina was born in 2005, honey. She ain't never been, baby. Her parents was not in the military. Were her grandparents in the military? Yes. World War I and II for her paternal and maternal grandfathers. No lie. So they both were old as dust, respectfully. Um, for a baby to be coming into this world to say, Papa, impossible. Um, impossible. Like I was a little girl when my dad died. Um, and he was very, very old. Um, so, um, her ancestry on her paternal sides on both parental branches are going back really far, really fast for her age. So again, was I shocked when I saw Egyptian come up on the new 23andMe update? No. I already know what my baby got. I know who she came from. I can even see her paternal DNA matches on both sites. I mean, on 23andMe. I know. But for the 23andMe results to start aligning more with the ancient lineages is again, I'm just shocked that they even just didn't erase that part. But again, the more people take DNA tests, that algorithm has to update to a wider lens, including more people who you would think don't belong there, even though they've said they belong there. The DNA don't got time to compensate for any oopsies in history or any lies. Even with my situation and my DNA test did not care what my grandmom told me. It did not care what my grandmom told me at all. It did not care what my grandmom told my adopted family. That I'm still trying to get from under to this day. It did not. Like my DNA said something totally different. So, even like I say, even oral histories from your family members can sometimes be tainted when it comes to the traumas and the things that we have inherited that we are not proud to speak on or even face. One of them being the different levels of addictions that are really plaguing us, but nobody's brave enough to talk about it. So I'm going to give this a rest because I can tell I'm trying to start the videos. It's not letting me. So I'm going to bring myself full screen. A breathe in, breathe out moment, honey. We done did 2 hours and 15 minutes. Make sure you like the video. Please, please, please. Show me some love. Like the video. Drop some questions in the chat. I'm always reachable, maybe not 100% on time, but I do respond to every comment and every question. If you have taken a DNA test and you want to join our DNA community, please email me, chefondtheblock at gmail.com. We can start with that one since that really is my channel email. Collaborations as well. Sending love to my beautiful moderator. She checked in. She was like, I'm ready for the night. And I was like, I got a break. I got a break schedule. I'm exhausted. I had a long, productive, somewhat stressful, very balanced, grateful week. Um, I cannot complain. Do I have issues? Yes, because I'm alive. As long as you're alive, you're always going to have something you're going to have to deal with. Um, I try to stay positive as much as possible. I try to stay peaceful as much as possible. I try to share love, share good energy. And I am grateful that finally it is always being returned for my loved ones, my neighbors, my friends. I'm so excited for next weekend. G Godmom gonna be here and we're gonna have a ball. Can't wait. I'm again grateful for the time that you share with me. And please forgive me for not being prepared for gratitude and chill this week. It is hard being the end all be all when it comes to just handling life's ups and downs and just always being present and burning out. I do go through burnout at times, a lot more than I used to, especially with the therapy. I'm actually decided with the thumbs up from my medical team, it's time for me to take a break from trauma therapy. I don't want to re injure myself as I'm on this journey to heal from some things that have really shook me to my core. And this is why I sit in gratitude, even in the moments when I'm weak and I can't make it for that moment. It happens to the best of us. Sometimes we get tired. I actually came to a point in my life where I was depleted. And I'm now taking time to refill myself, refuel myself, sit in good energy, be grateful for where I've come from, and stay hopeful to where I am going. Loving on those that love me. I'm so loved. I said the other day, I am so spoiled. It's ridiculous. And I looked up to the sky and I said, Mommy, you started this. Because even though my mom was hard on me, my adopted mom, my mom, she loved me in the best way that she knew how. And she did spoil me rotten. Again, I'm just grateful for the time that you share with me here on this channel. We are growing. I'm grateful and forever humble. I'm going to pull up again for DNA and Chill, which will always be a pop up. I will never schedule DNA and Chill. I see the hearts. I see the hearts. I love you, love you, love you so, so, so much. Always DNA and Chill is always super long. And you know what? I lied. I'm not going anywhere just yet. I'm going to cut that tab off. Let me, because I said I was going to go to Family Search and I want to be a person of my word. I hope if you are on a DNA journey or interested in in this DNA journey, I hope there was something that I shared or said that can help you. It's not easy. You have to have patience. Sometimes it takes years to find some of your ancestors, depending on what they went through. Okay, I lied. It looks like my tab is like, go away. I was on my laptop all day. I had a meeting. Oh, here it is. I had a meeting. Let me sign in real quick privately behind the scenes, and then I'll go to Family Search and see what in the world. Now, this one makes me nervous. I'm not gonna lie to nobody. This one makes me nervous because I go through a lot on Family Search when it comes to my tree because they're more not geared to DNA, which starts with a you're starting off with a beef with me if you're not using DNA because I don't have any documentation that says who my parents are, contrary to the belief that that's always the case. Feel me? So it's like, okay, that's good for you, buddy. But when you went through abandonment and illegal adoption, um, and dodging a crime, uh, yeah, there's no. I mean, make it make sense. The DNA was the only way for me to know who my family was. There was no other way, unless Jesus would have came back and told me himself. Okay, new memories. Can y'all see this? Yeah. Changes to people you follow. Ooh, who am I following? You have new memories of your relatives. I do. I do like Family Search because one is free, and number two, a lot of the documentation is not like false. Like these people existed. Is their ancestry correct? Heck no. But are they is this data helpful? Yes. This is my grandma, born in 1884, which is crazy. Dude, I was never gonna meet her. This is Brodus, honey. We're not gonna go there. I'm getting out of here. I don't want to go through this. This was a little more traumatizing for me because when it comes to my tree, the colonial era on my tree is very unsettling. Yeah. Let's go to activities. I don't normally do this, but we're gonna do it today. Let's go to famous relatives. I do not get a kick out of this. A lot of people do. They want to be famous or whatever, or be connected to someone famous. It doesn't really do anything for me. Oh Lord, it ain't. Y'all get ready. Y'all ready? Mind you, I told you I got a lot of Europeans on my tree. But a lot of these people had African. You're not gonna tell me people ain't had no 1, 2, 3% African in them, but this number went up. It used to be 20, 10, 21 for 2 athletes that went down. Only thing I don't like about this, if you don't have documentation, someone will take something off of the tree, which is your tree and the world tree. I'm telling you, this thing goes all the way back to Adam and Eve. How? Don't get me lying. I don't even want to know. I think I know too much, isn't it? Especially this. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna be president next after Trump, okay? It's like, no, I'm seriously joking. This is crazy. And most of these people owned what? Diana, don't surprise me. What's the other one? Relative Finder is another cool. That's how I found out about Afeni Shakur. Not Afeni. That's how I found out about Tupac's mom, which really now that was special to me only because growing up there were two main people that people said I looked like, and I kind of geared to that because I knew I was adopted because I didn't look like these people, and everybody always talked about my looks because I looked so different. I stood out. So when people said I resembled someone, I kind of took that as, and that's my family, because I'm thinking people that look alike are related. So I'm like, okay, so that's my family. Like I literally thought Anita Baker was my mom, and she was on tour, and when she got off tour and she was coming to get me. I made that up. Nobody told me that. But people said I favorite Cicely Tyson and I favorite Afeni Shakur like all of my life. Have I found my connection to Cicely Tyson yet? No. But I did find my connection to Afeni Shakur. And it's crazy because I've had dreams about her and her son, and they're talking to me like I know them. And I keep asking them, like, how do you know me? And they're looking at me like, girl, shut up and just listen. It's the funniest thing. And if my ex husband was real, he would really say, like, yeah, she definitely had a dream. Like, I've had it a few times. I'm a dreamer, I'm a seer, some type of weird, unbeknownst to me type seer. So, finding those connections, they help you, especially when you feel severed. Like, you feel like you don't belong to anything. Not saying this is going to give you belonging, but one, it helps you understand, why we don't have it, and hopefully can help with the process of hopefully re-implementing, what I'm saying, community, real community. This is crazy. Hold on, what's going on here? Okay, entertainers. Who is that? Inventor of the odometer. Mark Twain, Elizabeth Taylor. Buffalo Bill, the artist, the actor, right? Katharine Hepburn, Lucille Ball, my mama loved her. Marilyn Monroe, they've added a lot of people. My tree probably look crazy. So these people are on my tree, connecting, coming on down to my mom and my dad. This is crazy. I don't really go to that tree a lot because it just creeps me out. Rosa Parks, Florence Nightingale. I've never seen Rosa Parks there before. I think I saw her in the relative finder. I never actually saw her, so that must mean my tree. See, based on the information currently in my tree. But again, like when I connected to Chief Powelton through Robin being my pop, which is Pocahontas' brother, being the children of Powelton, Chief Powelton, like somebody like messed my whole tree up. So I haven't really been on my tree in forever. They were probably like, "What are you doing?" Because they can't see where my mom and my dad had me because wasn't it wasn't that. And I'm not explaining anything to anybody anymore when it comes to that. Matter of fact, let's go there. Let's go here. Let me go there first. Relative finder. I have not been on here in months. When I say months, I mean like real, a lot of months. Relative finder. And I'm telling you, there's that tool. Because Monica showed me this. There was a tool. It'll show you going all the way back to Adam and Eve. That thing freaks me out. I don't like going on that either. But it's there. And from what I understand, everyone who's done a tree here can do this. All right, come on over here. Is I'm logging in or I gotta log in? Okay, this thing is cool. Okay, I know it's been updated because, and I've this is the first time I've ever really shared this outside of our hubs. I don't really do this. Johnny Depp. Can y'all see this house? Let me see. Again, my grandma passed for white. I'm gonna keep saying that. Not my mom's mom. And it's crazy because my mom and my dad aren't that far in brown, in the shade of brown. Okay. So it really is like a phenomenon for me when it comes to my dad's side because I'm like, if I had ever saw her, I probably would have just been staring at her like, wow. but I see it every day now. You know, I see it every day. Third grade uncle see some of this. Okay, let's do this. Let's do groups because first of all, it's a lot. So they've got these groups over here. Now, mind you, you have to go to Family Search first, right? And you make your tree. You start off with like your first four generations. And baby, after that, it's gonna kick in. But then you have to remember this is documents. So say a child was in a house when the census came, right? But that child's not related to that household. Okay, you have to remember um, their regulation couldn't see through all of our ways. Okay, like today. Okay, you have to remember who you're dealing with. You're dealing with people who were not wanting to be counted. Like you had half of the people, let's just say half and half. You had half of the people that wanted to be called white, and you had half of the people that not want to be called black. Okay, so you have to keep that in mind. I don't want to do European royalty. Let's do entertainers, just for the heck of it. Y'all know I don't. This does not determine who I am because, honey, I ain't got no land. Where my land at? Anyway, I just want to see is there anything new. Like some of these people, I don't even know who they are. I don't know. Elvis Presley. I'm not surprised. And our shared ancestors. See how this goes down. Okay, so this is one line here. Seventh cousins two times removed, and I'm sure there's more. Common ancestors. So let's go into this relative. I think is how you do it. No, I didn't want to do it that way. I can't believe this. I've never have I ever noticed him there before? I really don't remember him being there. Someone's been updating my tree, or I've been connecting the people that I haven't connected to before. Because again, my phone has been going off of Family Search. Like I thought they found a brother. I'm going back. I thought they found a brother or something. That's not what I want. Okay, relationships. This is what I want to go into. Showing how layered ancestry is. This is how many times me and this person connect. We connect through 22 different ancestors. These are different ancestors that we connect to, different ways. So this is what I'm saying, like with the breeding aspect, this is why, or even incest, the tree goes into itself. It doesn't go anywhere. That's why I really believe in DNA testing before having kids. How do you know they're not relative? I was so scared. I was so scared when I first did the DNA test and I put it in GMH and then it's the test see if your parents are related. Child, I was terrified. Why was I terrified? Because I didn't know. Never even thought about. That don't cross your mind when you fall in love with somebody. Damn, is this my cousin? And I'm adopted. I should have known better. You know? But this is how life goes. At least now we have tools where we can see paperwork and DNA. It's gonna all paint the real picture of this person's lifetime. You know, we all these different cousins. Good lord. Let's go back. Let's try another one. All right, it's gonna give me all of. Let's do this first. I want to see who's here. I want to go to all direct ancestors. I don't want to see no cousins. Do I got any grandparents in this list? Let's go there. No. Are we in the full list? Because that's not true. No. Unselect all. Hush myself direct. Now this gonna show me a couple of grandparents. Oh, it got smaller. See, they took Powelton off. He's on my tree. They don't took him off. That's why I get mad when I find certain ancestors that people be doing stuff on here because they don't want me to be there. But it don't matter because he's on my tree and I have DNA matches on Ancestry. who have him on the tree as well. Our DNA project connects to him. So they can erase it all they want. It's just I don't like going through that energy of knowing that someone intentionally did this. So these are three grandparents that are on my tree, actually. And they were actually on my tree, except for this one, the Dutch. She's Dutch. They were actually these two were on my tree before I even knew what Family Search was. And I will say I didn't believe none of it. When King James was on my tree, I ain't believe none of it. But my last name's Stewart. And I got ancestors Stuart as well from Europe. But do you think I believe that I kept taking that man off my tree? Do you understand me? Kept taking him off my tree. Here it is. One page genealogy, family calendar. See all these tools down here. You go down here and play them, get in them some of that stuff, that pedigree pie. Good lord. That is creepy to me. I don't like going into some of these things because I have not caught up to the emotional aspect of doing this work because there is an emotional aspect to it as well. Um, you know, like the enslavers on my tree, I have to emotionally digest that I am ancestrally linked to their ways and their, as well as the ancestors I say that walk with the light. You understand? So it's like you have to know these things so you can find balance because you know, it's a lot. It's a lot that you'll learn about yourself and it does make you better. Like my drinking. Now that I know that some of the ancestry that I have in me were drinking was a catalyst to their demise. I understand now why when I over drink, I act a daggone fool and don't need a drink. Okay? And now today, I'm not a heavy drinker as I was. Even learning about my father's drinking, hell, seeing my mother's drinking. Um, I inherited that. I definitely inherited that. I did. I did not grow up around alcohol. I sought it out myself at a very young age. Was it probably a trauma response? Yes, but there was a reason why it was so easy for me to go gravitate to those things because it is ancestral for me. I come from a line of drinkers, for sure. Okay. So knowing and understanding that, I can counter that. Do I have to say that's not a part of me? No, because I know it is. I get me a bottle of 151 right now. I can show you, but I know a little better here in the now, and that's why I say so much in gratitude. I have come so far and learned so much. I'm going to continue to learn, continue to grow, continue to share, help other people find themselves as I find myself, if that is in the orders, if that is my duty, if that's my calling. Um, go back to all. Let's see. Let's go to the Americans. It's interesting. The Africans. It's interesting how this is set up. But this is a tool that I found my connection to um Afeni Shakur, who is a Williams. And I'm a Williams, and I was also adopted by Williams. So it's just so amazing. So now when I think about those dreams, do I think I'm crazy? No. Do I think I have a gift? I think so. Yeah, I think so. Basano, child, these people here was the drinkers. They was this person was something else. Something else. They cut up over there in English. I think they got sent here. A lot of people got sent here that were not upstanding so-called citizens. But okay, that's enough for tonight, or I'll be on here all night. Listen, I enjoyed the DNA digging. I enjoyed our gratitude moment. I'm sorry about not coming through gratitude and chill this week, but I did even better. I did a nice long stream. I miss streaming. I miss being here with you guys. Again, if you're watching this on a replay and you need to reach out to me, my email is shelfromtheblock@gmail.com. A lot of my links are on my homepage. I love you, love you, love you, love you so much, and I'm so glad you took some time out of your day to come and chill with me for DNA and chill with a little side of gratitude. Make sure you stay safe and aware. Enjoy the weekend. Make sure you stay in the energy of gratitude, even through the rough moments. I'll see you again soon. I love you.